This is the card we're going to be doing today. This is from the brand new Charming Day set. It's beautiful roses. I think this is a wild rose, but I love the happy birthday and the thanks for being you. Can't wait to see you again. You made my day. Hey, just a single hey gives you a salutation that you can put on the front of the card, and it doesn't say anything about happy birthdays, sympathy, anniversary, anything. It just says, hey. It could be a thinking of you card. It could be any kind of card. So I really like that. And then I use my elements of text, this one right here, the smallest one. Then I used exposed brick 3D embossing folder. And I used my Impressions of Bloom dies. I used this one right here. And you can use this as a backing. Don't have to, but you can. You cut out this out of the pretty Peacock, and you get the inside and the frame, and then you cut this out of white, and you get the pretty Peacock goes around it. Or you could just do this one and put the pretty Peacock around the edge of it. I think that would work. So then I use this beautiful paper. Isn't this gorgeous? It is called Floral Charm, and it goes with this set. And that just does not want to move. So I love this side. Isn't that gorgeous? That pretty Peacock is so pretty. And then there's this gorgeous, this is Berry Burst. So pretty. I haven't used the Timid Tiger yet, so that's why I picked the one I did. There's the Timid Tiger. I could have picked this one, but I picked this one, which has petal pink in it too, I believe. But I did it in the Timid Tiger. And look at how pretty this is. And the green. This is Mossy Meadow. But look at this. Stunner. Isn't that gorgeous? Of course, that plays into my likes right away. And look how pretty that one is. This is Blackberry Bliss. But isn't that gorgeous? I think this is Night of Navy. Or is it? Let me see. Yeah, Night of Navy. So that's that gorgeous paper. We'll have to be doing more with that coming up. But this is what I chose for today. So I am bringing, already did the envelope, and always remember, because I did the blends on it, always remember to put a paper in there. I just didn't want you to have to see me do it twice. Even though it doesn't take that long, it's like, yeah, that's ridiculous. This is the one that's by itself. So you can use this one and just put, then you don't get, like you can do that. Where do I have it? Yeah, I can't even grab a hold of it. When you cut it out, you get this. Well, on this card, I don't want to use this. I want to use this. So you can take this and put it in there, which perfectly fits, or you can take the other one and just cut one piece, and then you don't have a lot of these sitting around, and glue that on. Does that make sense? I hope so. It's a little bit smaller, but it's doable. You can fit it on there. So I've already cut it like this, so that's why I'm going to do it. But I don't need that one. I found that out after the fact. So I am taking my roses, almost put it down. And I need a piece of paper, don't I? I've been using, because I'm using the blending brushes, I didn't put a piece of paper down, but I will get a piece of paper to help us out, or help you out, because, yeah. And I am going to stamp this, and I will be able to put my ink away just like that. That I can put away, and I can put that aside because I don't need that again. I put that up there, then it's out of the way. In this gorgeous ribbon, it's on the last chance, so I'm using it because it works so perfectly with this. There we go. This is the dark Mossy Meadow, and I'm just doing the line down through the center. And now I am going to take Old Olive Light on the rose. I used 2 different shades. I used the light Mossy Meadow, and then I used this one, the Old Olive. And that's done. So now I'm going to bring this in, and I'm using my dark Mossy Meadow to do the outline. Now I am going to do something unique because I do not have the blends yet to go with this color. And when I started it, it surprised me because I always get the blends. And I thought I had, but apparently I didn't. So I had to come up with something different if I wanted to use this card. So it's unique. I've never done it before for a flower, but it's kind of cool. So you could use it with other flowers too if you don't have the blends. The Timid Tiger. Timid Tiger? I think that's what it's called. Let me see. Timid Tiger, yes. It blends nicely with peach pie. So if you don't have this ribbon, You could use the peach pie, although it's quite close, and it could be, you might not like that it's so orange, or like so much orange. I don't mean you don't like the orange color. I mean it might be that it's too orange for you, too much orange. I'm maybe putting my foot in my mouth. It's a little bit of a chilly day today. It's not as we had a major storm go through, which was great for the garden. Oh my goodness, it just made everything pop. I picked a few radishes last night, and honestly, I picked one that big. It was absolutely delicious. You know how some of the larger radishes start your mouth on fire? Well, this one was mild and absolutely delicious. I shared half of it with my husband. Didn't want to. But I did, because it was just that good that I did not want to share. But I did. I didn't make him go without. I was a good wife. He doesn't like radishes quite as much as I do. Like, I absolutely love radishes, and I do make radish sandwiches. So, yeah, I really like radishes. Some people don't do that. They just turn their nose up at me when I say I make a radish sandwich, and they're like, "Are you kidding? Why would you do that? That doesn't sound so good." Oh, but it is. I like some strange things sometimes. I love raspberry jam and onion sandwiches too. A nice Spanish onion, a sweet Spanish onion, and yeah, I really like that. Crazy as it may sound. Okay, so I've got that done. So now I am moving this out. Sorry, but I stamped this, and I cut out the flowers, and I'm sticking that on there, and then I am getting my Timid Tiger, and I want very little ink on here so that I can go back and add more if I want it darker. I don't want it too dark to start out with. See, it's coming. It's building up the orange. And I kind of want the center a little bit darker if I can. It's not always the easiest. And it could become quite, actually that's quite pretty. I think I'm going to go with that. And then I am going along the sides with the same color, same brush. Just like that. Now I am going to clean up my mess. I love how this mat works. Save trees. This lasts for a long time before I have to wash it out too. I just keep it in a Ziploc bag, and then I come around with my cloth, dry it off, and I'm ready to go. Now, what I am going to do is I have a fly flying around. There. A little bit of splatter. Oh. Put that aside. Bring this and just do this a little. There we go. And so now I am going to make sure that's the front. And okay, so I'm getting a piece of Scotch tape. So I am going to cut little tiny pieces, and I am going to put them all the way around. To get my silicone mat out. And put these tiny little pieces all the way around. So I'm going to cut it up through the center, and then I am going to cut tiny little pieces. There it is. I lost sight of it. And then I keep moving this around. Yeah, that's so much easier. I've been doing it with my fingers all along, and it's like, there's got to be an easier way. Of course there is. Tweezers. Everything works better with tweezers. Okay, there we go. So what are you making for supper? We got the grandkids. I'm doing this on Friday. It's going to go up on Tuesday. But we have the grandkids all weekend. So what is kids' favorite food? What do you suppose we're having for supper? Spaghetti. I have two kids that absolutely love spaghetti. Their mommy loves spaghetti too. It was always a favorite at our house. They wanted to have it for their birthdays. Supper. It's like, no. Spaghetti is a messy food for children. And I didn't want everybody to go home in their good clothes covered in spaghetti sauce. I said, we'll have that for supper when it's just the family. And you can have your old clothes on, and I don't care if they get spaghetti all over them. There we go. Now I've got these pieces extra. Put with that. Now I am going to use my Stella, and I am going to color in this flower just to give it a little pick-me-up. I don't think you can see it, but it just gives it a little bit. So now I am going to do my bow. This ribbon is just, it makes a beautiful bow. And it's gorgeous to look at. It probably doesn't show in the video how pretty it actually is. There we go. And I will cut that when I put that on. And now I had I will continue looking while I do this. This is the paper, and I just used exposed brick 3D embossing folder on it, just to give it a little bit of texture. I love doing that to my designer series papers. This is pretty Peacock. It's a gorgeous color. This goes with Lost Lagoon so well. Love those two colors together. But I'm using it with Timid Tiger this time. And Mossy, this would be Mossy Meadow. Just a lighter shade. Okay. Now let's get this assembled. It's a fairly easy card. Once I had the stencil cut out, it's like this is easy. It doesn't give you the color that the blending brushes do, the depths of, oh, excuse me, like the lights and darks. But if you don't have the color, then this is a perfect way of doing things. And then you just put the Wink of Stella on top, and yeah, it's gorgeous. And I will find my paper and be right back. So this is a 5/8 of an inch by 3 1/4, so it's plenty long enough. And this is the Happy Birthday, and this is Pretty Peacock. And hopefully, well, not quite, but I got it, but I didn't press down. But anyways, I will show you how I did the ends. So I cut down the center, and then I cut it to where I want the points to start. And then I cut into this towards the center. Just like that. And I try not to cut the center. There. Just like that. And you can cut it shorter so that the points are not as long. Shh. Mama's doing a video, sweet, please.
Yeah, but she just does chocolate and milk, which is easy because we have chocolate, so this doesn't need to do that.
He just keeps on chattering. Stop it. There. Shorter, longer. Just depends what you want. You decide. And then you glue this on a piece of Pretty Peacock that's 3 1/4 by 7/8. And then you do the same thing to the ends. So we are just going to assemble this. I put the dimensionals on the back while I was looking for my tag. Now I have a pretty good idea where I'm going to put this to. And then I'm just going to put that there. You don't need to, but it was just the extra piece. This is dimensional. This needs to be dimensional because it's going to go like this.
Who are you talking to?
Mama's doing a video.
No, why are you talking to yourself?
I'm talking to the people that listen to my videos. Silly boy.
Put it on YouTube. Yeah, but why? And then they can watch.
Yeah, Papa puts it on YouTube and then people can watch it.
That's about videos.
Now I am going to bring these down here because that's where I want them to come. And I'm going to get my pokey tool and I am going to put this underneath so it doesn't wiggle. There, now it can't wiggle. Grab my ribbon scissors and cut this.
How are you taught them and doing it? That's impossible. How are you talking to them while you're doing a video?
Well, because I can talk and work at the same time sometimes.
Yeah, but one time I was going to watch the phone and what I was study, but then I got it.
There we go. Now I am going to use my in color it's stuck. It went in there so smoothly. It doesn't come out so smoothly. I'm going to have to cut the edges down. So I am going to put the largest one up here. These are fairly flat. They don't stick up very much. Makes it much nicer for mailing. I'm going to move this over here just like that. And then I'm going to grab my, oh, those are the wrong scissors. These scissors. And I am going to trim this down. There we go. That should make it easier to go in and out of. Yes, it does. Perfect. Get this cleared. Put this aside and bring this one in. What do you think of my card? Inside and out. Thanks so much for being here. I truly appreciate you spending time with me. And if you could like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. Thanks. Bye now.